I'm going to show you the analytics that you can see for your emails or broadcasts or sequences. So now you can also do that for leads and lists, but I don't find that that's so helpful. But for broadcasts and sequences, you can look at the analytics. So over here, you can see how many broadcasts you sent out in total. What is important or maybe good to know is that once you send out 10 broadcasts, you will also get some recommendations from Kartra. They're quite generic, but you will get some recommendations about what is the best open time for your emails. So then you can use that as an input as well. But yeah, be like a bit cautious about using that information and still like use your own mind as well, because it can be, if it's like 10 emails, it will choose the first best one, but it doesn't mean it's like the absolute best time for you. So still try to test out different things. But here you see the overall data, so you can see how many recipients you have for those broadcasts, what is the open rate, what is the click rate. If you like sold any products, you can also see any like monetary goals here. And then you can choose like if you want to look at like a specific like category, or you want to look at like specific broadcasts, or if you want to like look at like all the time or today or the past 30 days, something like that. And then when you scroll down, you will see all of this data over here. So what I would look at is definitely the open and the click rate. So you can also look at it in percentages, which might be more helpful. So you can see which of the emails are like working very well in terms of like open rate and which ones like have a better like click rate. And also don't forget that some of your emails might not have a link at all, so don't be like discouraged about the 0% click rate, because remember you might not had one. And then you can also look at the spam rate and the bounce rate and the unsubscribes. So if you have any, but I also recommend to like look at that like regularly, then you can usually like click on it. So all of those are clickable, and then you can see exactly who are the people who open. But also if you click on unsubscribed, and sometimes if you click on it, you don't see anything, which means that the system has already unsubscribed them. But sometimes you still see them, and then you have to remove them manually. So you can just click on them and then go to actions and then say delete the lead, because they didn't want to get this email from you. And especially important to do that for spam as well. And then you can see who actually marked you as spam. And bounces or anything if there's like any issues with sending the email. So it's not something that the recipient marked as that they didn't receive it, something like that. So then you can go to sequences and do the same. So it just depends what kind of analytics you want to like look at. If you want to look at it for like some broadcast specifically or sequences, and then you can see all of the emails separately as well. So again, here you can choose if you want to look at like the global data or you want to look at in detail. So I personally find the in detail view more valuable, because you can look at like a specific sequence and you get the same type of data that I just showed you as well. So you can select a sequence. So I can just choose something, and then you can choose like, yeah, you will choose obviously like the sequence you want to look at, and then the time frame if you want to look at it like the last 30 days, or you want to look at like all time, for example. And then when you scroll to the bottom, you will see all of the emails, and then you can also see like how many recipients were there, if you had any unsubscribed, spam, bounces, things like that. So let me see if I can find something that has a few more emails. I'm not sure. I think this also has one. Yeah, but basically this is how you can see everything. So if you have a long sequence, you can first of all like see the whole like overview over here with like all of the emails that you're going to send out, and then you can see all of the data here. And again, you can move to percentages, and you can always click on it to see who opened, who clicked, things like that. So that's very helpful as well. And then you have the global view if you just want to look at like all sequences all the time. You can see how many like people were in the sequences that you sent it out, how many people like subscribed in total, unsubscribed, how many are still running, things like that. And then you can see some information here. I don't find that as helpful, but you can definitely like look at that as well to see how many people are in the sequences. And I personally like use the unsubscribe sequence option as well, so I remove them from there. But like you can see here, this masterclass took place a long time ago, but they're still here. So back then I didn't do that yet. But now I definitely do. And then in the analytics, you can also look at like leads and lists. But personally, I don't find that so valuable. But you can definitely like look at it to see your whole numbers over here as well.